Hi world, today we're using these apples and we are going to make an apple turnover using light brown sugar, any brown sugar, cinnamon, ground cinnamon, any kind of pie crust. It doesn't necessarily have to be the 9-inch one, it could be like a sheet of pie crust. We're going to go ahead, we chopped up the apples and we put some butter in there. We're just sauteing it, cooking them down. We're going to go ahead and add in some brown sugar and cinnamon. This is the cinnamon. And stir that up really well. You want to cook the apples so they're not so crunchy. They're more tender. We'll let those cook. Let them cook down to your liking. It depends on the bite you like. If you like a more crunchier, you don't have to cook it as long. If you want it more softer, you'd cook it a little bit longer. So we're go ahead and cooking that down. And I added about a half a cup of brown sugar. We're gonna go ahead and mix that together and let that like caramelize. Once it's caramelized, let it cook for a little bit so I can incorporate it with the apples and become like a glaze over it. So that's what we're doing here. We're just making sure every apple is coated. We're going to give it one last stir. You can add more brown sugar to your liking and cinnamon. It depends on how strong cinnamon taste you want it to be. So we'll just let that cook down and caramelize, cover all the apples. Now we're going to prepare the pie crust. You're going to open it up or roll it out if it's a circular one. Lay it down. Make sure you cover the bottom with vegetable or some kind of spray so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in my apples. You can add in as much as you like. Now that we added the apples, we're going to go ahead and get a pizza slicer or a knife, whatever you want to use. I just slice them down the side. You could basically fold this over and be done with it, but I wanted it to look pretty, so I went ahead and slice the sides. And I'm going to go ahead and fold them over. Now you're going to go ahead and just fold it over, crisscross. I was looking on another recipe that's to each his own. Some of them don't cook the apples. They just put the brown sugar and cinnamon and the raw apple inside and cook it. I want to also try it that way and see how it works out. But we're just going to go ahead now and fold these over. Doesn't have to be perfect. You could do a similar thing if you don't have pie crust. You can use puff pastry. That also turns out really well. This is my first time using pie crust like this. But the sort of design I usually use puff pastry, but it was something different and it was really good. So now we folded everything over and we're going to go ahead and get some egg wash. Just the egg white, not the egg yolk. And we're going to go ahead and spread it over the pie crust. This helps make it shiny and seals it in and makes it look glossy and pretty. After you have did the egg wash, spread over it, you're going to sprinkle some sugar, just regular sugar. And then I have some cinnamon toast crunch sugar. It's like you can use it on anything for French toast pancakes. I wanted to try it on here, so I just sprinkled a little bit on here. And then you're going to stick it in the oven. You're going to put your oven at 400 degrees and cook it for about 20 minutes or until your liking of the color. And this is the finished results.